All right, Horace, thank you. Well, a former D.C. police officer will spend the rest of his life behind bars for killing his young daughter and her mother.
A judge handed down the 2 life terms today in this case against Richmond Phillips, who was convicted in January for the 2011 killings. ABC 7 Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell joins us with reaction. Brad.
Leon, it was a tense, emotional hearing. There was a lot of anger in the courtroom, and there was something I'd never seen before. 14 sheriff's deputies crowded into the courtroom to keep order. We learned that there had been threats made against Richmond Phillips and his family. But when he was ultimately sentenced to life in prison without parole, there were gasps of yes from the victims' families.
Former D.C. cop Richmond Phillips will never draw another breath as a free man. That's his punishment, 2 consecutive terms of life in prison without the possibility of parole. The 39-year-old man murdered his 20-year-old mistress, Wynetta Wright, and their 11-month-old daughter, Jaylynn, because he didn't want to pay child support.
Thank you, Jesus, because justice has been served.
Wynetta Wright's mother, Yvette, says she'd hoped for the death penalty but is glad the judge threw away the key.
He is the devil himself. Is no other way to put it. He was heartless, senseless, didn't care about nothing.
Back in May 2011, Phillips, who was then a D.C. vice officer, shot Wynetta Wright in the head, dumped her body in a patch of woods, and then purposely left their baby Jaylynn to die in a hot car. All because the already married father of another child didn't want to support the baby. Everett Tucker was Wynetta Wright's father.
I just think he's a true monster. I don't believe he had any remorse or anything for what he did. I just think he's a true monster.
Tucker says the sentence has lifted a weight, and he hopes now that his daughter and granddaughter can rest in peace.
2 beautiful people. They still here in my life, but they up there with the Lord right about now.
Well, typically at a sentencing hearing, the defendant has an opportunity to speak, and very often they address the court, they talk to victims' families, they ask the judge for mercy. That was not the case today. We didn't hear a word from Phillips. His lawyer explained that he still maintains that he is innocent. When his lawyer said, "Do you want to say anything?" he shook his head silently. The family of his victim said it didn't matter to them. They say the sentence speaks for itself. At the Prince George's County Bureau, Brad Bell, ABC 7 News.